Hello, welcome back to Brassic Classics. This is video 5 of the T4 series, where we basically take a very cheap T4 that's been off the road for 4 years and see how much it costs to get it MOT'd and get it running and get it drivable. Yeah, basically the idea is to see how much you can buy a T4 for and then get into the VW van world. So yeah, last week we worked our way through the fuel system. Today I've got all the new parts. I've got the diesel pump rebuild kit, I've got a new air filter, I've also got Cambelt kit, and I think we're going to change the injectors because we've got a lot of white smoke. But yeah, so far we're about, with all the parts I bought, about £700 in. So yeah, the idea is to see if we can do it for under £1,000, have a running, driving, presentable looking T4, which I know this isn't yet. Once I buff the paint and give it a good clean, hopefully it'll look alright. So anyway, I'm going to show you the new parts we've got, and then we'll have a quick look around the van, and then we should introduce Brian and we should start doing some work. Okay, so here I am at the back of the van, which we cleared out last time, with the very useful tailgate rather than barn doors. So what we've got a diesel pump rebuild kit, which is pretty simple. You've got the spindle for the accelerator, just show you that. Got the main seal for the housing of the pump, and you've got some other O-rings and just a few bits. That was £60 off eBay, which is it's cheaper than obviously a new pump, it's cheaper than sending it away, but it's still quite a lot of money for relatively small bits. Then we've got a brand new Cambelt timing kit by Dayco. Again, eBay special. Oh no, this was off, this was Euro car parts, and this was £100. But on these are quite simple because you can get to everything, so I thought, well, while we're here, Cambelt needs to be done. I'm not doing the water pump just because it's separate, so you can do it at any point. And I kind of thought, well, how far do I go? You know, I'm going to sell it. It's probably going to my uncle, so it's something he could do. So anyway, for all the boy racers and modification nuts out there, oh yeah, Hypercross air filter. Because this has got like under 100 horsepower, this van, obviously. It's 8 psi of boost from the turbo, it's not a lot. So this might make a little bit of difference. Not that I'm expecting it to be a sleeper, it's not going to be a sleeper, it's just going to be a van. So yeah, there you have it. I'm going to bring you in to have a quick look at where we've got to last time, and then we'll crack on. Right, so here we are underneath the bonnet, looking at the engine, obviously. So far we've done fuel filter, primer pump, starter motor down there. All the injectors are sat there, one's around the corner, they're going to be replaced. All the fuel lines are off, injector lines. The pump's going to come off, and that's going to have the rebuild kit put on today. Cambelt's coming off. So yeah, it's pretty much an overhaul. I'm still waiting on the auxiliary belt, which is down there, to arrive, new one of those. And also waiting on a fuel filter so we can flush everything out again. We did put some oil in this, but I want to flush it all again. And then I'm going to thoroughly degrease everything and jet wash it off, and jet wash the body and make it all look a little bit nicer. In the last video I showed you that, I just did that with a rag and some water, but you can see it's a bit of a difference, isn't it, with the paint? So I think that will clean up quite well. I haven't probably shown you the interior yet. So ignore the glare. But yeah, it's actually surprisingly clean. I mean, it's only got 140,000 miles on it, so it's not done a lot. It doesn't need a stereo, but it has got a DAB aerial already attached. So yeah, it's not in bad condition. I mean, I'm not going to go to the extent of doing stuff like, you know, painting the seals. I could go around the bottom half in black, but there's just no point. I'm not trying to hide anything. It is what it is. It's a used T4 that's still got plenty of life in it. As I said in the last video, I've got this set of Golf alloys. Everyone needs a set of Golf alloys. I think they're Mark IVs. And yeah, we're lucky with this. It's also got 3 seats that lock into the floor there, and you also got a door. The sliding door now works. So I'll show you that a bit. So yeah, these are clean. We did the brakes, the front brakes last time, and this time we're going to do the rear brakes today. That's them sorted. So yeah, progress is being made. Hopefully we'll have it running smoothly today without this injector or fuel pump issue. So yeah, let's crack on. Okay, so Brian's arrived.
Hello.
It's Brian. So Brian, what are you up to today? Tell me what you're doing.
Right, putting the engine onto its timing marks.
Useful.
Then lifting the Cambelt off, lifting the diesel pump out so I can strip it down, have a good clean out and see why it's not accelerating.
Yeah.
And repair the
kit.
spindle leak as well.
Nice.
So yeah, all fun.
So you're going to do that, and then I'm going to film that. And whilst you're doing that, I'm doing the rear brakes.
Uh-oh.
As we discussed last time, they're not that important, are they?
Well, yes and no.
Anyway, so the difference between the rear brakes and the front brakes. Front brakes, you can push the calipers back. Rear brakes got the handbrake on, you've got to wind them back. But luckily, Brian has the tools.
It's over there at the moment by the back wheel.
It's over there by the back wheel. Let's go over there. Okay, so here are the rear brakes. Lots of surface rust, but apart from that, not a lot of lip, so they're not that old. Pads look really good, so it's just a case of give them a clean up, free them off, and I think that should be just about all right, really. Brian, you appear to be holding a piece of my van that looks slightly broken.
Yeah, it's the vacuum pipe from the vacuum pump to the brake servo to help you have servo-assisted brakes.
What's wrong with it?
Right, it looks like it's sheared off this end. The plastic's gone very brittle. Looks like it's been broken for a while by the amount of oil in it.
Let's have that. Oh yeah, that doesn't look too good, does it?
No, it's vacuum pumps hidden up in the front of the engine, driven off the cam belt so it helps drive to the oil pump as well.
Yeah. So new one of those then?
Well, just a new top plate. We should be able to remove this bit out and then sort that out. These two pipes, as this is a turbo engine, one goes to the EGR valve controller.
Yeah.
And the other goes to the air recirculation flap on the heater system. I will remember the proper name bit because I threw it away.
So yeah, that's another small job.
Yeah, small.
Way through the strip down, cam belt's off, timing is being held in by the drill bit, and he's part way through stripping down the pump. How's it going, Brian?
Slowly but surely, we're getting there.
Any issues?
No, none at the moment, apart from lack of space for people with big hands.
But yeah, everything looks pretty good. So next up is what, Brian?
Undo the last 4 bolts that hold the pump in place, lift the pump off, and then we can have a good clean up and strip down of the diesel pump to see why it's leaking.
Yeah.
Replace all the new parts and have a good clean up inside of it.
And we'll film that because that will be interesting.
Oh, good. More fun. More swearing in.
Okay, so as you can see, we're missing one diesel pump. Should be there, but it's here. Brian, look at it. Look at it. Look at it.
Yes, it's a
That's
bit.
Brian. That's a diesel pump. That's Brian.
That's more important. Pump. That's better looking.
Which is cleaner? I'm going to leave that to the viewers.
Yeah, leave that one definitely to the viewers.
So here we go. So this is the Bosch pump. I had a bit of an issue with the guy that sent the rebuild kit because he said, oh, there's 10 different pumps for this van. And he was a nightmare. So I wouldn't recommend using that company, which I shall mention in the description.
Yeah, fun.
Because manners cost nothing, do they, Brian?
No. It's always good to be polite. You always treat others as how you want to be treated. That's what I say.
But this is looking alright, isn't it?
Yeah.
So where's our leak?
Behind this spring.
It's behind the spring. Okay, yeah. Of course, it's focusing quite well. Look at that. Filth.
Yeah. It'll be a bit cleaner by the time I finish. So
I'm going to pop this on time lapse while Brian strips down the pump. I'm going to go and finish off the rear brakes.
Oh, look at that. Just to prove it, it actually says Bosch right there.
Bosch. Boom. Pow. Bosch. German quality, yeah?
Yes, it does say made in Germany, yeah.
Das ist sehr gut, yeah?
Nein.
nice clean diesel pump. Brian,
Yes.
that's what you've done.
Right, stripped all the pump down, cleaned it up as I've gone along, because it was oily as anything and covered in muck.
That's good now.
Yes.
The top.
Yes. Given all the inside a clean, you can see where the old diesel residue.
Yeah, so that was just solid and gunky, yeah?
Yes, I think it might have had water in here, so diesels are known for condensating up if stood in that.
So you got the spindle there, yeah?
Yes, I've got the throttle spindle here. As you can see, we've got wear on it.
Yeah.
On both sides.
And we've got the new one.
New one, all in this pack here.
So what you got there? You got these silver.
Right, we've got throttle spindle. So basically this bit minus the spring.
Yep.
New seal
On top of there, yeah.
for inside of there. New sleeve. What's this big coppery brassy bit here? 2 new O-rings what go into this new spindle, and 2 new copper washers from the spindle as well.
So, rebuild that, put it back together. Boom.
Yeah.
Maybe have some lunch.
Lunch? Oh, that sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
Oh.
In other news, I finished the rear brakes. They're all free. There was very little wrong with them. They just needed copper greasing up, really, just checking. So I've done both sides now. Put that on the other side. Yes, that's all back on. Just need to drop it off the trolley jack and torque up the bolts. The side door is now, as if you put it from the back, it's now free. So we have a side door. We also have a subwoofer. I need to copper grease up the rails because they're a bit tough. So yeah, making good progress. We're going to keep going. Brian's praying for no rain. So Brian's now putting the finishing touches to the diesel pump. How's it going, Brian?
Yeah, lovely.
New spindles in.
New spindle, new bushes.
Oh, good. All nice and clean. And so after that, we're going to pop it back on the engine.
Yay.
Yay! Pop the rocker cover back on, Cambelt in, bleed the whole system, and hopefully, what do you think, Brian? Hopefully
We've cured the non-throttling issue.
and the white smoke. Possibly.
I thought you liked that, so you can camouflage yourself.
I don't dislike it, but I just think the MOT tester might have small issues, shall we say, with it.
Well,
But if it's not that, we'll check the injectors, and then
Yes.
good days, good times. So our lovely clean fuel pump now back in place. Brian just bolting it up there. Okay, so the pump's now fitted, and Brian is using the primer, which is over there, where Brian's hand is. And if you look at the clear fuel line, you should see a few air bubbles there. Give it another pump, Brian.
it's going to piss fuel everywhere.
Oh yeah, there you go, look, there you go. We've got fuel. So, the pump's full.
Yep, that's the right bolt.
Go for it. So now we can, we know that's good. It's not leaking. Well, it's not leaking under any pressure, so.
Well, we'll find out in a minute when I put the return pipe on, because then we can get a bit more pressure into it.
So there's the return pipe going on now.
With the right bolt with the valve in it.
Yeah. Now Brian goes back to the hand primer. Watch out for some leaks.
No.
We're good. That's rock hard, that's full. I'm going to class that as success, Brian. What do you think?
Hooray! Yeah.